Greetings. So nice of you to join me again. So, it turns out something interesting is happening. Good old Revia is finding herself in a situation that's getting her more important in the church of Besmara. But all the while, time ticks by. Soon, an assault, a spy, a infiltration, Cheliax is needed. Well, that's a mighty tale to tell about. Cheliax and beyond. The beginning of a new arc. So come, sit down once more. Another round of drinks, some more food, and listen to me tale once again. For perhaps now we are entering some of those interesting parts of it all. Boop. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday? I was going to say Tuesday for some reason.
It's not Tuesday. We're not even playing this game this
Tuesday. We've never played this game on Tuesday.
No.
Look, it's one of those days where my brain is a little off.
If it was Tuesday, like yesterday, I'd be in my bed sick.
Let's see. Improvement.
I feel that.
Not sick today. Anyway, yes, welcome. So if you missed 2 weeks ago when we played, the new season began, and of course, the main thing that occurred was that our group attempted to communicate with the Hurricane King and basically call for an emergency meeting of the council. The Hurricane King has to bring it about. The Hurricane King, basically Bonefist was like, okay, there might be something here. Prove to me this is worthy of calling the council together, and they're not just going to honestly do the same thing that they've done twice before and dash themselves into the hurricane and be easily defeated by a ragtag group of whatever decides to show up and kill them. Cheliax's track record hasn't been good, and so he's not impressed. Should he be? Perhaps. But it makes sense that he's not, honestly.
He's a loser.
That's true.
Anyway.
We don't make excuses for losers.
You've been making plans to head to Cheliax to gain some more information, and in the meantime, Revia has arrived at Besmara's throne, a important area for the worship as Besmara, and to Queen Bess, the city that is outside one of the main temples. And now you've entered into one of the temples. Well, everybody... is this maximized? It shouldn't be maximized. What's maximized over top here? No. No, you are? Why? Weird. You count as maximized when you are not maximized. You are... Why? That's so weird. That is such a weird issue. I adjusted it a little higher in like the window. Oh yeah, I fixed it. Apparently, like, I have to have the very, 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 very top of Discord not hidden, and I had it like just a little too high, and it was blocking the video. Whatever. Discord, I don't know what's wrong with you lately. Or is it OBS? I don't know. One of them. Anyway, so yes.
It's always one of you two.
Besmara's throne. So Chester and Revia are at the main temple in Queen Bess, while everybody else is in town.
Yeah.
So, Yaalkol. You've been hanging on the ship, but, waiting for Revia to get back. But honestly, it's getting a little bored. You're not sure how long this is taking. What do you want to do? There's a town here that you can do something with. Everybody else is in town. Probably a couple of your people are just honestly on vacation.
Yeah, if I'm bored, I'm gonna definitely go probably have a drink or two first, and then just mill about, see what kind of trouble I can get into.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm pretending to be a priest or cleric of Besmara, which I'm
Are you?
not. Hey, I rolled it pretty high. It was like 35 bluff check. Someone's gonna believe me.
I mean, do they?
You did roll a 32 back there.
Yep, 32. Yep.
I mean, like,
You, of course, have diplomat.
A holy symbol.
diplomat. God damn.
Can't touch me.
I mean, that's very not Besmara, though. It's very obviously not Besmara.
Yeah, spoilers, doesn't end too well for that guy in that movie.
But when you call him on diplomatic immunity, it's obviously not Besmara. Just say.
Okay, just how many people actually have boons from gods? They don't know. Aside from my 5 closest best friends.
Farmer Ted probably has it.
Yeah,
He's
Farmer.
the chosen.
He's the chosen of the like nature deity. I can't remember what it's called.
Galarian. Everyone and their
Cosmo.
mom has met a god at this point.
I mean, it's
His destiny
it
is to raise
really
the best
Galarian.
cattle and cure famine.
The gods are just dicking with stuff a lot more than you'd think. They do a lot of that. Anyway, so you can head off the boat, and certainly there's a couple of rowdy places nearby to get a drink, but it does seem, because again, like it's a pirate town, even if it's very religious, and there is something strange about this town. Your character probably wouldn't recognize it, but for you, Erik, it's tourist trap.
You're in Orlando.
You're in St. Augustine.
Yeah. It's so certainly there's a couple of places that seem to be a little farther away from the docks that are a little bit more open. And on your way there, you will hear, "You there, sir! Can I interest you in something? Perhaps one of these many fine metalworks I've made myself."
I get interested in a lot of things.
"Well, let me introduce yourself. I am Robert the Blacksmith." There's a tabaxi speaking to you. I mean, catfolk. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, that's copywritten. Can't say that.
Yeah, catfolk.
I look at the.
There's a
creature
cat
and-
man who for a
Adam
second.
West.
I look at the tabaxi, just kind of like give him like
Cat
a sharp look, and I'm gonna look at whatever the cat folk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the item that he's,
He has a
producing.
bunch of like various metal worked looks like holy symbols of Besmara. Perhaps you would like to get a holy symbol from Queen Bess herself. Here at the island,
Oh, wait.
these holy symbols are especially blessed with the might of Besmara.
Oh, really? You met her? Like,
No,
God.
but the priests have blessed my forge, giving the blessings down to everything I forge with it.
Yeah. I don't know. We met one of her like guys or something, and that was pretty cool.
You must
do
be
you
truly
think
a
any-
divine servant of her. Excellent. Then perhaps a new and special holy symbol, like this one here, inlaid with other special metals. It's pure platinum.
I'm gonna look it over.
holy symbol.
Does it look nice? I like have no skill to be able to tell if it's like a good quality, but does this look nice?
Just roll an intelligence check. Is craft intelligence?
Craft is in.
Yes.
It would probably be a praise the one time.
Oh yeah,
That you
praise.
use it
That's
still?
also intelligence. But
Many uses.
either in praise or intelligence. I don't know what you have.
That's a 1-digit number.
It's you. As far as you know, it looks fine. But again, you're not really like an expert on crafted materials, so it looks nice.
It's like going to the Vatican and buying a crucifix. It's a little weird, dude.
So yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
Okay,
Which one are you buying?
How much is it? Is it
Uh,
like
They vary in price. The cheapest is 10 gold. The most expensive one, that platinum one, is 100 gold.
I'm gonna buy the platinum one?
All right.
You ask yourself, what would Revia do?
You have no idea what Revia would do with
I
that fruit.
ask myself
Hundred
always,
is
what would
insane.
y'all cool do? And it's always Yeah, let's buy it.
Thank you,
Rip
good
it.
sir, thank you. And may Besmara bless your winds of travel.
You touch it, just disintegrates.
It's cotton candy.
Breaks immediately.
Alright, you have
The
a...
paint, the platinum paint rubs off into
Yeah.
just like a piece of
It's just
like
pop
iron.
metal. Yeah.
Well,
Computer
It's
hack.
actually rusted underneath.
You have a platinum holy symbol of Besmara. Congratulations. It's fancy looking. And you can find your way to a bar. Is you doing anything else at that bar, or just taking a drink?
I think I would just take in the drink for now. I'm not necessarily. I don't have like a specific task I want to
All right.
accomplish. I'm more just looking to cause a ruckus.
Yeah. I understand.
Oh wow, didn't do the thing. Weird. I guess you can't do that. Yeah. Oh, rip that joke.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll definitely buy an I Heart Besmara hat. I feel like he could get duped into buying that very easily.
Oh yeah, as simple as.
Besmara. Anyway, okay, so you can enjoy your time at the bar, kind of relaxing, just like, Misty's relaxing in town, and I think Jacob's doing his best to trick everybody into thinking he's also religious. In the meantime,
The man of God.
the two people that actually went to the temple and are religious, Chester, you're continuing your prayers as you were doing. You kind of sat down to do some prayers and stuff, to give your thanks, and kind of
After
like
pickpocketing someone
Did-
to
you did steal.
give an offering.
Yes.
Soul in the house of God.
Besmara likes it, okay?
Yeah.
That's like a
Totally
that's
Besmara.
that's like a pat on the back.
You
You
gonna
know?
take from the donation tray next?
No,
I mean-
Besmara would not like that, because that's stealing from her.
Yeah. You steal from everybody else and then give it to her. She's fine with that. Anyway, and then Revia, you are taken deeper into the temple, into one of the wings, into the side area, where you are, after being led that way, greeted by Sandra. She's like, "Oh, I wasn't she wasn't expecting you, right?"
She told Revia to come here.
She did tell
Yes.
Revia to come here. I have to remember it's been 2 weeks and my brain is a little fried today. Sorry.
In fact, I think I told her that I was coming here.
Yes, you
around
did.
this time.
She said she was
So-
going, and you said you were coming around this time, and she's like, "Okay, I'll plan for that," because she was planning for you to come later. Gotcha, back in my brain. Thank you. I'd remember.
Yeah, because specifically we want whatever blessings we get before we do
Mhm.
the biggest lake of all time by going into Cheliax itself.
Excellent. I was actually not quite expecting you today, but when I heard you had arrived already, it seems the winds were with you once more.
You know, the wind's always with me, or if it's not, it doesn't really matter. I'll still get here.
Revia, I'm sure you've seen that there is some... What's the way I should put this? Certainly some joking nature about your profession when it comes to worship of Besmara. It's an unfortunate thing that, though Besmara believes in a good fight, very few that follow her go into an actual combat skills. Certainly, pirate does, but most pirates aren't jumping down into a battlefield. The priests of war, as yourself, are those that would face battle much more wholesome and much more forward than many others would. Even the clerics, though we are trained in fighting, don't tend to throw ourselves as deep as you do into it. So there tends to be a disconnect, and I'm sorry for that. It's another reason I wanted to have your recognition this big, because though your contributions are a rare kind, I wanted them to be recognized as an important kind to Besmara.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I do all that. I do. You know, some would call me crazy. They're probably accurate.
We're all a little crazy, and that's a fine thing. So, now that you're here, I wanted to have you basically... we are going to commission you as one of the high priestesses, or the high clergy of the temple here. If you'd be willing to take on that role.
Yeah, I mean, certainly try. You know, I'll have to do some learning and, like, do a lot of fighting. I'm really good at that.
Certainly, the fighting is something that you are very good at. And the learning, of course, there are procedures that do exist at the temple here that are a little different. Granted, we still worship Besmara. There aren't really a lot of procedures. Most of the priests, high priests here are those that look after the place. Myself and a few others are the ones that tend to wander. But we make sure to make a pilgrimage back here a few times a year. That's the kind of deal we make by becoming part of this. And also part of our success in the world is brought back to help build the island here more and bring it up farther for Besmara's name. Certainly it wouldn't be a huge financial investment, but there would be some that would be asked upon just to show off that, you know, you want the temple to keep the lights on. The
Wait.
torches burning.
I mean, you use torches? Isn't there like a spell you could use to, like, make permanent light?
Look, figurative speech.
Okay, yes, alright. You know, I'm a little nervous. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could donate money.
Alright. Those are really the two things to run by before we get into any kind of ceremonies. It's important parts of it, and it's part of being a high priestess of, or high priest of Besmara, especially here in the Shackles. This is the main section of the our religion in this entire place. And it's kind of hard to maintain it otherwise. I'm sure you won't understand why.
Is there a lot of bureaucracy?
No, not at all. There's like no bureaucracy. You kidding me?
I just had to ask. You know, I got a lot on my plate.
I understand. There's a lot that you're doing. And I have some business to attend to back at the...
Do you think during this, like, you know, I'll be able to, like, you know, call the good old, you know, queen? You know, get in contact with her because of the ritual? Would that be, like, easier?
Possible.
You know what we're doing. We gotta, you know, keep that down low. But, you know, having some help from Besmara would be pretty useful.
It's not impossible to say. We can see. But Besmara answers when she goddamn feels like it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. One time she got mad at me for sticking a sword into a pool blessed by Falumbra, I think. So, you know, yeah.
I mean, like, you know, this is a perfect chance to buy God's love. It's what you'd want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to buy my god's love, okay? I kill our enemies, okay?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you'll be escorted to another area where effectively it is the ritual itself is relatively simple, and honestly it's the normal ritual part of it isn't really magical per se. It's just a formality kind of thing of, like, you are given some very fancy extra robes. You're taken, and then the high priest and priestesses of the temple assemble. They give prayers to Besmara. They recognize you as a member of them. The ritual itself is relatively simple and is done into, like, a smaller shrine away from the main public. So they don't do this out for everyone to see in the big shrine.
Man.
Yes.
What's it called? My hat stays on, by the way.
Acceptable.
It literally is because it's Besmara's tricorn. It's like
Yeah.
her magic item.
Yeah. Certainly, there isn't a lot to the entire ritual.
Actually, you know what? If you're robes, I would ask if I can keep my armor on. If I'm a war priest. I'm a little different.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Always ready for war. Make a statement.
Yeah, they'll allow that. You can be ready for war.
Seems fitting.
They'll certainly see fitting for it. The person that will kind of lead this is this much older woman. She looks human. She seems very aged. Probably the oldest high priestess / high priest here in the island. She kind of leads the blessings of Besmara upon you. Gives out this entire. It sounds like a long spiel, but she keeps it surprisingly short and terse, because Besmara's not really big on huge and long and big things. After giving out a nice speech, a little bit of a prayer and stuff, and which the other high priest and priestesses go along with it, she'll kind of move down to you, bringing down a scepter that she's holding that she's been holding in her hands the entire time, kind of putting it in front of you, and says, "Put your hands on the scepter, below mine."
I do it.
Mm-hmm. May Besmara always see that your winds are favorable. The beasts of the sea destroy your enemies. And there's always favor in every port you find. May you be ready to accompany her on her ship in the next existence, to sail the seas and find a new existence. Let your fury be kept for those that would be her enemies. Now, you may stand. Revia. You, Revia Gavet, are now one of us. You are a high priestess of Besmara, a child of Queen Bess and Besmara's throne. You have joined our ranks, and you are seen as such.
Thank you.
You will be given an opportunity now, as I heard you had asked for it. This statue here has been long since Queen Bess and the temple here upon Besmara's throne has existed, and the one conduit to our goddess. She's answered few of us, and even when she does answer, well. But, if you wish, you may attempt to call her. Then they will all proceed out, leaving you alone there. Sandra will put her hand on your shoulder and basically be like, "Good luck," and we'll be in the other room when you're ready to change back.
Yeah, is there like a...
You break up. Oh, you broke up a little bit.
thing for the statue? Oh, is there like a thing I can offer on the statue?
Probably some like candles and probably a small offering plate in front of the statue and stuff like that. And there's a statue of a very fine statue of Besmara made of marble, crafted in a way that's decorated with like it looks like kind of jades and other materials, and got like pearl inlays and stuff like that. So it's very, very beautiful. What is that spell? I'm trying to remember its name.
Commune.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I would have it prepared today, in fact.
Okay.
Because I can cast that spell.
All right. Well.
That's the spell.
Yep. If you want to take your 10 minutes and cast it here at this statue, this would be a place to do it.
Yeah. I guess I'll subtract 500 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Can someone give me 2 golds for my numbers even?
No.
I have 498. Okay. It
Suffer.
didn't bug me so much.
Pain.
I mean, you're gonna have to like donate 98 more.
Yeah, you just have to donate.
Fine. I'll just suffer. Thanks, team.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, just
glad to help.
ask the group of pirates to do charity.
Mm-hmm. Pirate charity. It exists?
I'm at 245,
Charity's a
which is a
rarity.
loud number for me.
Yeah, I have holy water I can put there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast my spell.
Right. You do a little bit more flair than normally would be with even a commune spell. Kind of like using the statue as your divine focus more than just your holy symbol. And kind of sprinkling the holy water around it, putting your incenses around to burn with the candles that are already there. Kind of lighting them with them.
And just to be clear, my hand is my holy symbol because I have a holy symbol tattoo.
Yeah.
So, a little weird,
Yeah.
Abnormal.
And you kind of like almost sit in a meditative state once the spell, once you're ready, you prepare the spell and you're actually casting it. And you're sitting there, and you'll actually hear what sounds like the crashing of waves echoing in your ears.
Yeah, I open my eyes.
You're on a ship somewhere.
We're
On an
sailing the
ocean.
Maelstrom. Nah.
There's waves are crashing, water spraying all over the place. There are countless sailors going about their work as a couple of individuals are yelling out orders. It looks very familiar to any ship you've been upon, especially dealing with, it seems, rough waves and some rough weather.
I, look around. Do I see anyone?
Plenty of people. They are all ignoring you.
Adds up. That's how life was. I'll walk towards the house.
I broke up a little bit there. What was you walking towards?
He's dead. He walked into the sea.
It's the helm of the ship.
The helm.
Ship.
Yes.
Oh.
Certainly. There will be a person who looks of importance with like a bicorn hat, kind of like standing by the side, kind of rough looking in leathers, standing next to what kind of looks like a kind of squirrely man with what kind of older, with a kind of pair of spectacles, like just a what's it called? The pirate, just like the not the hat, but like the rag. What is it? The bandana.
Bandana.
Is it just a bandana? I thought it was something different for a second. Just wearing a bandana on his head.
Bandana.
Yeah. So just like wearing like a black and red bandana on his head, kind of at the wheel, as the one next to him kind of like points and kind of orders directional changes here and there, as the other one that kind of quickly responds.
Can you say that last thing again?
The one's barking orders to the other one, and then he responds with the wheel.
Okay. Yeah. How good is this guy sailing?
Pretty damn good.
Okay.
Seems like the two of them combined are doing an excellent job of leading the ship through, like, and you seeming are going through like insane waves and stuff. So like you can feel the ship like lurching up and down with like massive like waves and sea spray coming over the top, where there's winds and rains coming down. Like it is, you are in the midst of like a massive storm on the ocean, and sailing through it.
But I know I could do better, right? That's what matters.
You certainly think you could do better.
And Revia is thrown into the ocean for that comment.
You certainly think you could do better.
Okay. And I'm just like, there's just a bunch of people I've never seen before. Are there, is the captain or the helmsman, do they have any symbolage of Besmara on them?
Nothing that's obvious.
Okay.
But, give me 2 checks. You can roll a knowledge religion check. I'll allow you to do that. And then you can roll me a perception afterwards. 27 is fairly good.
That seems not bad.
Something about this entire thing does harken back to stories you've heard of sailing the Maelstrom and stuff like that. But there are things that don't fit with the stories that you've kind of heard. Things,
like water?
Yeah, like water for one. Looking around, you can see very subtly there are marks of Besmara basically on most people here. The older gentleman at the helm, you can see basically kind of partially hidden by his shirt, he has a tattooed symbol of Besmara on his neck. The man next to him in the kind of leathers and stuff, you can see that there is kind of built into the stitching in the back of his jacket is the symbol of Besmara, but it's very subtle. Similar things seem to be throughout the members of the crew here. The symbol of Besmara is present, but they're all very subtle and not shown outright.
Yeah, not like me, where it's literally on the back of my hand.
Well, I mean, the one has a tattooed on his neck, but, it's partially hidden by clothing and stuff.
Okay. I'll ask the captain-looking dude where we're heading.
This is the first person that responds to you, and will turn towards you and be like, "We are heading wherever the winds will take us. Now you're getting to your post, you're just going to golly-lag around."
I look down at, like, what am I wearing? My armor and stuff? Or like...
You look exactly like the way you did in that chamber.
Yeah. I'm thinking for a minute, trying to piece together the situation. I point to the wheel. I think that's my spot.
He'll have like a small chuckle. Not yet, Date. You think someone new and as fresh as yourself would have such a blessed position?
I think I was one of the best sailors in my time. So yeah.
I certainly never heard of you.
Give me 10 minutes.
Get back to your place. Join the other ranks.
Helicaron. I'm like, this is like some sort of test or something. And I ain't about to be like falling in place.
I will
I'm
allow
like-
for you to make another check. I will give you an option of what check it will be. You could try religion again. You could try a sense motive.
Okay,
or-
that's better.
I would probably allow a
Professional sailor.
wisdom check.
Okay.
I will tell you the wisdom check is going to be a lower DC because it's going to be not nearly the
Yeah.
same bonus. But
Yeah.
uh,
Oh god. Well, you know, my sense motive isn't terrible.
mhm.
I'm just checking if I can. Yeah, I don't have any abilities to add.
Mhm.
Well, that's the worst that could happen. I guess that is nearly the worst that could happen.
It's pretty low. So, yeah, there's just the entire place here. There is something that you can sense is a little off, but you just can't tell what it is.
Is it salty?
Yes.
Okay. The air is salty, so it's like we're on the sea.
Yes. When you think about it, all of your senses do seem to be telling you you're somewhere on the ocean now. When you just closed your eyes and then opened them. And you didn't feel anything else.
Like, about
Do you
what
have
direction are we headed?
Arcana at all?
No, I don't.
Do you have a way of telling what direction you'd be heading?
I have the ability to never get lost at sea.
Okay. Once you focus on your ability to try to never get lost, you will now notice something that is very unusual. You can't tell which way you're heading.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is something that you've never felt while on the sea.
Yeah. Literally, it's like it's a racial trait.
Yeah.
So. I have something's off. The ship, is the ship built right? Is the ship normal? Does the ship feel weird?
Okay.
Feel off, you know? I've lived my life on a ship, basically.
I'll allow you to roll either knowledge engineering if you have it, or you could roll your profession sailor. You get a lot less information for your professor sailor, but you might be able to pick up something.
Yeah, I can only get a 10 on knowledge engineering, so I think I'll roll the profession sailor. I
Okay.
could have used that 19 earlier.
So, certainly, just analyzing everything about how the ship is being taken care of, it seems normal. And for a second you're like, that's not what's wrong. But then you begin to realize something that was very subtle in your mind that you didn't just notice outright. The ship is the exact same model as the Dragon's Promise.
I know this ship better than anyone else, though.
Give me a perception check. I'll allow you to roll that. Okay.
God, jeez. I can only roll on.
You're very up and down on your rolls.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Did we ever put in? Oh, I think I'm back.
Yep. There's a little breakup for a second.
Did we ever ever implement a secret door into the captain's quarters? I don't think we did. I know the dwarf uses one. Did we ever figure out what he uses to get in?
No, you have no idea how the dwarf gets in there.
Damn it. That could be a really great time to just pop in there.
Mm-hmm.
I go check if the captain's door is unlocked.
The doors to the captain cabin are currently locked.
I knock on it. I don't think the dude up there is the captain.
The man will kind of turn back towards you and be like, "There's something you're needing. I can help provide it. I can help you."
I wave him off. I knock on the door again. I'm here to chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth my time.
Mm-hmm. There's no response.
There's got to be spare keys on the ship that we keep. Almost certainly. Does it seem reasonable? We probably have those. Or I could
Possibly.
just shoot the knob off. Shooting the knob off does feel like a very Revia thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? I don't have. I can't pick the lock either. Hey, look, you got the key to this, or I'm gonna just shoot the door off.
The man will chuckle for a minute and be like, "Good luck."
Why was I born so impatient? I will take out my revolver and try to shoot the door handle off.
All right.
It's magic, and it has a fire enchantment.
Yes. So, I will need you to roll me. Either
A will save?
I'll allow a will save, or you could do another sense motive.
Different information, I presume?
Different information.
It's a little higher. I'm just rolling to see which one I roll. That's how you decide things, right?
Roll a dice to see which roll of dice you roll.
Yeah. Okay. Will save it is then.
Okay.
Rolled pretty damn good.
That's pretty good. So, your gunfire will fire into where the handle would be, and it will react? No. It doesn't. That's weird. No. Something is wrong. Something at the periphery of your vision. This is very unusual. Do you have knowledge planes at all? I'll allow you to roll that if you had it for a second.
No.
Just as a question. I'm just seeing how I would describe this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like a fighter in
So-
terms of skill.
You realize, and I'll let you figure out how to work with this. You're not seeing what you should be seeing, but it's not an illusion?
It's a figment. That's an illusion.
The thing is, like, you feel like almost like the way it reacts should be like how illusion reacts. But once you begin to understand an illusion,
I'm gonna
it kind of
close my
fades
eyes.
away. Okay. The sounds continue, the senses
I'm gonna
still
feel the door.
Still feels like the door.
Feels like my door, my captain's door, the one I'm very familiar with.
As far as you know, yes.
There's windows at the back of the captain's quarters, right?
Yes.
Alright, well, let's see if the windows break.
You're climbing around back?
I have slippers of spider climbing, so
You
I
do have slippers
literally
of
have a
spider
climb
climbing.
speed.
Alright.
I'm insane. Did we forget from a couple minutes ago?
You
I feel like
are
there's
cra-
a much simpler solution to this.
I mean, it's as much funnier of a solution, honestly.
I mean, Revia is bad at problem solving. If we haven't figured that out.
Yes.
Her solution is to hit things really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do that, I'll ask. Is this some sort of challenge?
No. Why would you be challenged?
I was just communing with Besmara 2 seconds ago. All right, big church, a crowd of a high priest. Now I'm here. Ship looks like my ship. Probably not my ship.
You died and ended up here.
I didn't die. I was just casting a spell alone. Okay, listen. I know what pain feels like. I wasn't in pain.
He'll kind of put his hand on his chin for a second, and then kind of think about it for a second, and then he'll kind of move over to you and just pat you on the shoulder. Aye. Well, I'll be. You ain't dead.
That's what I said.
Ha! Well, that's a
I think
strange
if I was
thing.
if I was dead, I wouldn't be so back talking you, because you ain't my captain yet, or at least leader of the ship.
I am only the mate here.
Mate to Besmara, right?
The Black Lady has many a mate.
Yeah. She inside?
Oh, no.
Damn.
You're merely upon the Kelpie's wrath.
Oh. That's cool.
You can make a knowledge religion check on that one.
Do I even need to? That's her, it's like knowing the, what's he call it? The inheritor is the hand of the hand of the inheritors, her champion,
Yeah. I guess I'll give it to you, even though you rolled pretty low. Certainly, this isn't her ship, the Sea Wrath. This is a haunted ship known as the Kelpie's Wrath that is her herald.
Yeah. I feel like if you worship a god, you know their herald,
Yes.
Oh! Does a person lead the Kelpie's Wrath? I don't know. I was never a great priest.
Well, only the dead should be where you are now. That's why I find it strange that a part of the living would be here. We're in between.
I need help. So I asked for help.
Aye. You were brought here?
Yeah.
He's gonna kind of give this face of look, I don't know how you ended up here, but we're sailing the seas between life and death right now. A place that exists in between realms, where we remain until we must be called upon the seas themselves to bring about our mistress's will. Those that are boarded here are perhaps some of the finest aboard the seas. Many of us are given a right here to maintain between life and death. There is great honor in serving aboard the Sea Wrath. Those of us that serve here, well, though we might be able to serve aboard such a great ship, we have our own great right that we've been given.
Pretty sick.
Hmm.
I got... So are you guys gonna be the ones that help me? You gotta...
What did you
Yeah,
require? Why did you call upon our mistress?
So, you know Galarian politics much? So, there's the Shackles, right? We all know them, right? Best place in the world. and Cheliax is gonna invade them, and they got a pact with something that will let them cross the Eye of Abadago without the winds affecting them. So, me and my companions, we're gonna go and sneak into Cheliax and get the information we need to get the Hurricane King to stop being lazy. So, kind of need help with that part. You know, I'm used to being a pirate, very verbose and obvious. Don't really know how to be like, you know, not so verbose or violent.
I was going to say, Liz McGorty is much better placed than the Shackles, honestly, in my opinion.
I'd never heard of it. No offense. Sorry. I don't get out much.
You're
except the
not
Shackles.
geography.
Oh, I
Or-
have magical.
Roll a religion too. I'll allow you to roll a religion too. Honestly, in that one.
That's
Hey,
not bad.
other than the Shackles, it's the one place that actually has a lot of religion to Besmara. It's further.
yeah.
It's further south, though, an island on Western Garund.
You know, I might visit sometime after I handle my problems in the Shackles. You know, gotta handle Cheliax though. The devil worshippers, you know, they're weird.
So,
Think you could help?
a strange thing, asking me for help. But I
You
guess
said you could.
yes, I said I might be able to. Certainly, the Black Lady seems to have sent you here for a reason. I'm surprised, honestly. We're not. I think I may be able to assist. Though she rarely comes aboard this ship, the Black Lady herself is still captain of this one, as well as the Sea Wrath.
Sorry about it.
She's captain of all our ships. So, I can call upon some assistance. Certainly. My skills were a little different than most of her other mates. Monsters of the deep were one thing. But I had a thing for calling upon some other creatures that were a little more violent and deadly. So, I shall grant you something to assist. A call to one of my old friends from a deep, dark place who just loves to bring murder and certainly hates a good devil.
What was the name of the thing again, Captain?
He hasn't given a name.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you
Um,
said a name.
He'll pull something out of like a pocket and put it in your hand. Kind of like hold it out so that you put it in your hand for you to take. Will you accept it?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a knowledge planes check again on this one.
You mean religion or planes?
This is planes.
Does it, okay. I fail.
Oh, you don't have planes?
I have a 10. I can get a 10.
Only one person in this party has planes.
It's
All
not,
right.
it's not a trained skill.
Then I will tell you it is some kind of strange-looking skull he's given you.
So what is this?
I will call my friend your aid. Should you find yourself in a situation where devils are the things that are finding out about your little deception, they're very good at that thing. This will certainly create a mighty big splash, and certainly enough of distraction for you to escape. But
Sounds cool.
my friend will probably only want to show up once.
Okay. So if we get caught, I just need to. How do I summon? Do I just like smash the skull, or do I like rub it? Like a lamp?
No. What you do is you call out the name. Zonin.
God. So I say his name as the keyword for the item, and then he will come out and mess shit up.
But be sure to call at the right time.
Yeah.
Because my
Is there a
friend
time limit?
is not your friend.
Of course, yeah, no, I understand that, you know. And if I don't need this for my infiltration, could I use this for, like, the battle?
Once you're done dealing with the devil worshippers, then it will return to me, if it has not
Okay.
been used.
Cool, sounds good. Appreciate your assistance, first mate. What's your name?
I am merely a mate of the Kelpie's Wrath. And perhaps you may find yourself here, or the Sea Wrath.
Probably see me on one of those.
The Black Lady has many places for her servants, especially ones that are loyal. She at least seems to have taken a shine to you, enough to send you here.
I do my best. You know, I met Captain
Good
Alicia
luck.
last time. Hi.
He's just gonna push you in the push your head back as you will kind of fall backwards. Actually, as you will then find yourself thwumping down on the floor as if you had been sitting down in your meditative casting spell position for communing, and you just kind of fell backwards. So you're back in a sitting position in the temple that you were in before, with a strange looking skull on your hand.
Ah, my head. That hurt. Well, I guess you go into the bag. And I shove the skull in my haversack.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up, dust myself off.
Do you want to meet with everybody else?
Yeah. I guess I'll donate 998 gold to the church. So I have an even 2,000.
Acceptable. They'll certainly take your down payment.
Well, because I feel like that's probably what I should do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll buy items again in this campaign, so...
You'll be allowed to change your way out. Sandra will, basically give you a hug, and say, congratulations. She'll wish you luck and say, I'll finish up what I need here and then head back to the Island of Empty Eyes. So perhaps next time you return there is when we will meet again.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
Same to you. And I hope you were successful in your time with trying to commune with Besmara.
Yeah, I meet back at the party, I guess.
You can meet up with Chester, who's, So Chester, somewhere along the way, for whatever reason, you got caught up in, playing cards in one corner of the place there. Two of the priests, two of the parishioners, and yourself are all sitting around on, some benches that were kind of set up, and they're just, playing, honestly, something like poker or something, you know?
Poker, I barely knew her.
I know. And
Hi.
so, yeah, Revia, you'll come across this scene of a couple of just the priests that hang around this area, a couple of parishioners, and Chester gambling in here, which honestly doesn't seem out of place.
Oh, hi, Chester.
Hey.
I had an experience. I'm in the moment after something really cool happens. But you're really calm because, like, the wave of, excitement hasn't hit you yet.
Okay.
I was just on the Kelpie's Wrath. That's, like, the Herald of Besmara. You don't seem to care.
Interesting.
Man, I'll just...
I mean, isn't that normally, like, one of the places you go when you die?
I had a bit of a commune with Besmara, Well, not really. Besmara sent me there. She's kind of like, indirect in that way.
She's not a hands-on. No.
No.
She's too busy. She delegates.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. But yeah, we should head out. We got kind of something important to do.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Full house.
Like that. There'll be like cards thrown down as you grab the pool, Like, oh.
Okay. Now we can go.
They'll get back to playing after you leave too. Yes, you take your pool and leave with it. Enjoy 20 more gold than you had before.
Hey. 20 gold's 20 gold.
Yeah, there's some drinks and stuff.
A profit coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I'm going to donate the 20 gold to Besmara.
Hey.
Thank
Like,
you.
give me a second. My gambling winnings, Besmara. There you go. Anyway, so you can head back
I
to...
took it from your priest anyway.
Yeah. And a couple of other parishioners. Well, you already took it from parishioners. So you can head back to the boat, which will take you back to Queen Bess, and you can meet up with everybody. So, I'm going to say, ironically, everybody's kind of in the same area. Somehow, Yaalkol and Jacub all ended up in the same area as Myste. Myste, you were kind of like relaxing. I imagine you were just at a place where you could get like a cup of tea or something.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
Nice and quiet.
it was nice and quiet until basically somehow Jacub, sorry, it's the wrong name for a second, brain fart. Jacub,
what?
across the street at another bar, gets kind of like thrown out after getting like a slap on the face from this woman, with Yaalkol kind of like following behind.
As I get thrown out, I yell, "Hey, is this how you treat a high priest of Besmara? You know what? Besmara bless you, my child." I walk away.
I'm a high priestess.
We're all high priestess nowadays.
How
Uh-huh.
Just
high?
let anybody in.
So yes,
That's so
Yaalkol,
insulting to Revia.
you would run into Jacub at this bar, who was apparently somehow became a high priest, very convincingly to you two, I'm sure. And then you both will be able to very obviously notice Myste across the street. Myste, you can ignore them or react to their existence.
I
I'm gonna make eye contact with Myste and wait like 10 seconds to see if she or they would say anything.
After about 5 seconds, there's a deep sigh as I've clearly been noticed.
You notice me taking a
Come
deep.
over here.
I'll take a deep breath and just be like, "Besmara's blessing to you." And I'll like take a swig of whatever alcohol I'm drinking and walk towards Myste.
You probably currently don't have it. Probably, I just imagine Yaalkol's got like both of your drinks in hand. And he's probably drinking both of them, honestly.
I'm just taking a little sip out of it every once in a while I'm looking at you.
Jacub look.
You're just gonna drink my. I mean, like, I'm not too drunk. I don't think, but that's fine. We can all share. Yeah, that's fine. It's I want you to share, Cap.
What did you do?
I'm sure about that.
What did you two do?
Oh. I joined a religion.
I've been on the ship.
That slip of the tongue probably was actually in reality.
That was exactly how I meant it.
Oh, I love that.
Why can't you be normal?
You know, I think that's what my dad used to say. I don't know.
Oh. Wow.
But I found the captain though. I mean, for all the hanging out at the ship that he was being all sulky, I guess he must have changed your mind. And I will like pat.
I wasn't sulking. It was the end of an era. I was reflecting.
You sound much more clear.
Sounds like sulking, but with like more words and sereneness.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that. It was more just me staring off the aft of the ship and scratching the part of my scales that makes it feel nice. So, I mean, I was having a good time. How are you guys doing?
I was enjoying a nice day off away from all the loud people.
Hey, I gave you an afternoon off, okay?
You get, what do you do? I don't even give people afternoons off. They just kind of take them and then inform me afterwards.
Sometimes you just
Not
gotta
that I'm
take charge,
suggesting
Captain.
anybody change that. I'm fine with it. Whatever.
I will salute and send an attention for Captain Yaalkol.
You want me to shoot him?
I want you to shoot me.
Well, we do
But
need to-
because that's not going to be very useful in progressing this this mission, I think we should hold off on the bullets.
They're expensive anyways.
I'm not worth at least a couple bullets. Like, come on. Like, at least you're going to recoup some money killing me.
Jesus.
I don't know. I'm a little bit offended by that, but we'll talk about that later.
Look, if you want me to shoot you, I can do that back on the ship, but not in the middle of town.
Fine. We can compromise on that. Yeah, so
You want some tea?
what is the play here? Like, what are we doing? Are we preparing right now?
Rebel's
Actively?
doing some cult shit.
Hey, we said we're not going to call it cult shit anymore. We're going to be respectful.
The Cheliax cult.
Fine.
Oh, the
Organized faith. with-
Yeah,
with
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
Quotation mark sarcastically.
Can I interest you in these floral arrangements blessed by Besmara?
I'll give
I
him
just-
one golden takes him.
Greetings, I am Cobbert, the florist.
Robert.
With my 15 intimidation, I stare at this man. And
It is another catfolk.
Oh,
I
you're
don't know if Yaalkol would
Alright.
recognize the difference between catfolk.
I'm gonna give him an intimidation.
Yeah, you weren't there yet,
Whoa, this is
Chester.
Aw.
crazy. I don't think I've ever met a catfolk before today, and now I've met two. Hey, nice to meet you. You're selling flowers?
Yes, I'm
Wow,
selling
you-
flowers
You
best by
guys are
Besmara.
really industrious and mercantile people.
We are!
I didn't know this
Which
about
one
you.
have you met?
have a rich and deep culture.
Which one have you met of us, then?
I don't know. I didn't ask their name, but they sold me this. I brandish the new.
You
very
met
expensive-
Robert! I am Cobbert! We are litter mates! We all look quite alike to each other. There are 5 of us.
I lean over to the nearest person and I say, "Litter mates means that they throw out trash together." And then I lean back and continue listening.
That's probably Jacub.
I want to take my bottle. Let's just say that. Take a swig and say, "Yeah, that sounds about right, actually."
Well, Cobbert, you're selling flowers?
Mm-hmm. Blessed by Besmara herself.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Cobbler. I think you should have been a cobbler.
That's what my father said. But I enjoyed flowers.
I let Yaalkol get scammed.
Do we notice Chester like glaring at this guy from behind us?
Chester will show up eventually, but probably not.
I'm not there apparently.
Okay.
That was my fault.
Until
I'm gonna
after
keep
they made
being
the
a
sale.
bit of a menace and just talking to this guy.
He's offering you very fine bouquets of flowers, ranging from 5 gold for this exquisite bouquet to 25 gold for the most exquisite bouquet.
Okay. What about 1 gold for 1 flower?
He might have some single flowers he might be able to part with for a gold, but I mean, most of his flowers would probably be at least 2 gold apiece.
I feel like Jacob's gonna end up getting shanked in an alleyway.
I'll give him straight up 20 gold and just take like a bouquet of flowers. And
The blessings of Besmara upon you. You, sir, would you like some too?
No, I think we have enough flowers now.
Ah, excellent.
Next time.
I'm going to go sell some more then. Blessings of Besmara on everyone that would buy flowers.
I mean, I don't know if we have a lot of flowers. I have a lot of flowers.
You now have flowers and a
so
holy
happy
symbol.
for you.
All right. At this point in time, kind of arriving in the area, Chester and Revia, the two of you can certainly spot your friends kind of like, one of them at like a little like cafe, the other two in the street. It looks, well, Yaalkol stands out, but it looks like Yaalkol and Jacub
Yaalkol has a bouquet of flowers.
has booze in one hand and a bouquet of flowers in the other.
Yaalkol's
Oh,
had
Yaalkol, is
wild
that-
adventure.
I will walk up to Revia and just produce both these items and say, I got some stuff for you while I was on my way. I think they're all blessed by Besmara.
He was scammed.
You have flowers, a holy symbol, and
No, again,
are you giving Revia the booze too, or not?
No, I'm taking it. That's
I don't
mine.
think the booze was blessed by Besmara.
The booze
Yeah,
will be blessed
those-
by myself.
yeah, I'll be honest. Flowers are never gonna be blessed by Besmara. Just really not.
Oh,
not
really?
The vibe. Yeah. I look at the holy symbol. Is it? How does it
not
look
even the
to
right
a
guy.
cleric? Like, is it the Jolly Roger?
It's like a like a cross thing with a circle on the top with a Jolly Roger on the circle.
Yeah. Does this look like a holy symbol of Besmara to me? Like,
Oh, sorry.
Hemp and rope, 50 foot.
Mm,
like I grab it, right? I would know by holding it whether I could channel my magic through it.
it probably would work as a holy symbol, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the strangest holy symbol I've ever seen.
It'd work.
Your god must
Well.
not have standards.
It's yours now.
You should probably toss it though. I'll be honest. It wouldn't
Why?
be caught dead.
It does seem to be made of platinum.
Oh. Why did you buy a platinum one? You don't need that has like magical properties. The reason why you get like because like
Oh, because it was nice. I got you a gift. What the hell?
Look at that. This is why you don't
I'm
buy gifts.
grateful.
Gosh. You know, Captain, I'll take it if she doesn't want it.
Thank you.
You're a
I'm gonna
god.
give it to Jacob. At least somebody here appreciates my gifts. I'm gonna give him the. I'm gonna take the flowers out of Revia's hand. I've already I'm gonna snatch them out and give them to Jacob too. I'm gonna walk away and pout in the corner.
wait, Yaalkol, come back, Yaalkol.
Who has the ugly dress? Is it Jacob?
Jacob.
Yes. First of all, ugly
Beautiful
Awful.
dress.
You just
First
did
of
this-
all,
This awful dress holding a bouquet of flowers
Okay.
with a holy symbol now?
I will accept gaudy,
Jacob is a
okay? But
beauty.
awful? No way. It's bedazzled and bejeweled.
Disgusting.
It is bedazzled. It is.
Like,
Jacob
drip
is a
It
on
beauty
it.
also
that you
smells like a
wish.
corpse.
Just a little.
Just a little, it's fine. I mean, I am pretty gaunt too.
One
so-
person dies in it and it smells like a
It's in a
corpse
cave
now.
for like
Like,
100
ugh.
years.
Okay, it's been a cave for a few centuries and now.
a cave
No,
on a
it's not
corpse
usable?
for that period of time too.
Okay, it was on a corpse for that whole time. Now it's unusable. Like, come on.
Come on, like reduce, reuse, recycle. Jeez.
Exactly. Got a planet to save here, guys.
Well, I think at this point, I think Jacob might have forgotten to like spray the perfume on his dress.
Reek.
Jacob, the perfume, please.
I hate this so much.
You probably got used. Jacob's
Can I-
honestly probably like.
that's getting pretty rank, my friend.
Can I reclass to like a witch now? It's a hag.
Jacob, you're probably like smell blind to it at this point in
Yeah.
time.
I think
Okay,
it smells like flowers.
Anyway, Jacob, can you identify the skull for me? And I pull out a skull out of my haversack.
Oh
nice.
yeah.
What
I
are
will.
cursed items? Lovely.
Not
No, I
planes.
got it from Besmara's servant.
I will pull out my goggles.
Mhm.
I will clean them off. You know, breathe into them, kind of, and then like rub my hands and kind of go, "Hey, it looks like a skull." You know,
Yeah.
cast identify.
Don't say the name out loud if you hear it.
Okay.
I'm really drunk.
You can roll both. You can roll me 2 checks then. It'll tell you different things. I would need a knowledge planes, and then you could roll your spellcraft check.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Expected, really.
Mm-hmm.
That one's low.
Does that include the bonus for the goggles / identify?
It does not. No.
Okay.
Wait,
So
no.
There's a more of a bonus there. Anyway, so what is it? Well, what it really is you will be able to recognize that is a closet skull.
Fair enough.
Oh.
So
You gonna summon a demon?
Less useful than I anticipated.
Absolutely.
But
Gonna summon
Also-
a closet?
But honestly, if you want to make a distraction, closets are gonna be pretty good at it.
Do I know its name? Is it like? Can I figure out its name?
Please say its name right now.
Please don't, for the love of
Please
God.
say it.
I told you not to.
You did tell me not to.
you wouldn't be able to identify it, but you know it summons a demon by the name of Zonin.
But I would know that's just like used once and done, right?
It really doesn't technically summon the demon. It calls to the demon, and
Is it calling?
yeah, it's sort of like the demon shows up on it, or is on its own.
Oh wait, does that mean that like he doesn't have to pay like the material components for it? That's cool.
No, because basically someone else is friends with it and was like, "Here, you can call my friend for help one time. You know, just use this as a channeling device
I put
for
the
it."
skull there.
Everyone gets one.
You can roll me another knowledge planes check to know, maybe know Zonin.
Oh, they're 12. Ugh.
Would 30 be enough?
While he's thinking, I do put the skull away.
Okay. Sure. You don't know much about it, but you do know it's a very powerful demon. That is a unique Baelor.
Oh crap. I'm like, hey, you know, just use this wisely, and I write down his name, but I don't tell him like what type it is, just because it is in Revia's mind. Some things already formed, and I think it would be more hilarious this way.
Yeah. Anyone that doesn't know, Baelor, general of the demon world kind of thing. You know, like the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Revia looks at you. So what is it?
You know, like you can call upon a friend.
No, I know that. I know the name. We're not saying it if you hear it, okay? But like, what is it?
I mean, like, do you really want to know, or do you think it would be funnier? I mean, funner. I'm also kind of drunk, so I'm trying to not myself with the character. You know, because I think it would be hilarious.
Yeah,
just
I want to
like,
know.
Okay, well, I start
flip
writing
the
it
coin.
down. You want to know? Okay, I'm gonna whisper into your ear its name, and I don't know how loud.
Wait, I already told you I know its name. To be clear.
Oh, then I'm gonna whisper into your ear that it is a
There you
Baelor.
Do I know what that is?
Probably not.
Yeah, what's that? We got
Is
no
it-
clue, dog.
I start yelling. It is the general of the devils. Right?
Probably the
Devils
general of the abyss, you'd probably say.
the general of the abyss, and I like raise my hands and like evil.
I cup your mouth, like shut you up. Sheesh, none yelling. Okay, good to know.
Who's yelling? I'm not yelling. This is how I normally speak. Like slur and stumble towards.
Yeah, let's go back to the ship, guys. Now.
All right.
Let's get to Cheliax.
Already embarrassed himself.
Misty, you can finish the last bit of your tea and, you know, probably grab like a little tea sandwich they were offering there to take with you.
I'll offer Yaalkol to remain.
Mm-hmm.
He would like to enjoy peace and quiet.
No, you can go. I've had enough quiet for one lifetime.
Alright, so you can head back to the ship. Reconvene there.
Not wanting to walk, Jacub will like cast overland flight and just fly to the ship without even like asking anybody. Just gonna.
I imagine because you are kind of a little drunk, it's just like you're flying but not straight. You know, it's
Don't drink and fly, Cat.
don't drink.
Can I make a dexterity check to try to grab his like ankle as he flies off?
Reflex save, I guess.
Reflex save, sure.
All right.
Okay.
It's like, hey, don't do that.
You think I could hit him?
Yeah, okay. I guess then there's a Chester on your legs, so there's the two of these kind of flying off into the sky. Like your chest, you're like holding on as you're getting drunkenly drug along.
You think I could shoot them from here?
I mean, only hope. I can only hope.
It is a sight of two men flying across the city.
I want to point out that I did ask to be shot earlier.
We're almost.
And the fact that you didn't respect that will be remembered. I want that to be on record.
Do it on the ship.
What is happening? Wait, what did I miss?
Revolver or musket?
I think musket will make sure. You know, we don't want to have any question of whether or not there's going to be a chance I survive it. I just want one and done, you know.
You'll make it back to the ship with Jacub and Chester making it there ahead of time, but also probably being both a little nauseous. One of you because you're drunk, and the other because you were hanging on to someone who's drunk and not flying very straight legs for a while.
The nightmare.
The rest of you will arrive back at the ship soon after.
I mean,
Sorry.
we very much might be going to our deaths in Cheliax. Might as well have some fun before we get there.
No, I don't. Yeah.
I guess I shoot Yaalkol as he requested.
Oh, damn it!
What do you not prepared for?
I've got to be honest, I think he lives.
Oh, he'll be fine.
Probably.
Unfortunately, you shoot him in the leg.
Oh, damn
Well,
it!
he's already got the peg
for
leg,
you to
so-
keep shooting me. It's affordable once or twice, but after that, it
I
starts
can
to
actually
become...
make these very cheaply. Obviously, don't execute our captain.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Why
Why
don't-
shoot me?
Why don't we take our break as you're all back at the ship, and then we can reconvene to move on to the next phase, because we finished up Revia. Revia, you're a high priestess. Congratulations. And shenanigans happened.
You have a
And-
skull.
You have a skull that
Yeah. Summon a Baylor.
can...
Now, I've learned to never accept a skull from an extraplanar creature.
Honestly, that's mega base though. We get found out. A Baylor dropped on a city is gonna really help us escape.
I
A lot
mean,
of innocent people will die.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a, it's war. War,
You know, it's described as a being that hates devils, and if you're running into devils, would be willing to get rid of a bunch of devils, and, it was said to be a distraction if you need to, so, not your friend, but certainly would temporarily help you out in that second. Anyway.
Hey, if we don't need it though, we can summon it upon our enemies.
Good luck on that. Anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. Here, and this button here, and this button here, and we're back. All right. So, you're back on the ship. You've got a nice skull. One of you's a high priest. One of you's drunk. One of you's brooding, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Reflecting. Something
yeah,
or other.
reflecting.
Reflecting. We'll go with reflecting. That sounds nicer than just brooding. Otherwise, Batman would be proud.
Oh, Batman.
Catman, actually.
Yeah, Catman.
Okay, so I know this sounds weird.
Yeah.
But while I was pretending to be a priest, so I was looking up a spell called Word of Recall
I was
that
pretending
I
to
might
be a priest.
make a scroll of. Could I have designated Besmara's church area that I was at for 2 seconds, or like this area as like the? I guess I gotta like set a church or some sort of other temple or shrine to. Can I designate this place as that location? I've never been to
I
another.
don't think it has to be a church.
Has to be sort of
It just
holy
has to be a
place.
thing you consider a sanctuary.
Okay. So can the
I
ship count?
don't think any of this would be considered a sanctuary to you.
The
Because it's
ship, maybe.
yeah. Because this is a random place you visited.
Okay, I see.
A 10 by 10 room on the ship or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sanctuary.
Because technically, this is a place you were just getting drunk at for like a few
Yeah,
weeks.
a bar is not a sanctuary.
Okay, well, clearly.
Maybe
not
for
how
you.
like I
It
am.
can be, but a bar you visit once is definitely not a sanctuary.
Bar you visit
you're-
once
you
and then
worship-
insult a priest from.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, if you go to a bar and they don't know your name, then yeah, I would say it wouldn't count as a sanctuary.
I don't think they know your name there.
So
No,
Tears
no.
would be a sanctuary?
It would be, yes.
This isn't Cheers.
Norm!
Why did I see Cheers coming? I just did.
The place where everyone knows your name.
As soon as that was said, I'm like, there's going to be a Cheers reference. As soon as that was said. All right. Anyway, so now what's the plan?
I guess I start working on disguises for these people.
All right.
I guess we start sailing north.
Well, you have you were arranging for which direction were you taking? We were talking about it, but I never decided. You never.
We
Kind
need
of,
a big map.
I had given a big map. Did I put one in here? I had a big map the other day. Maybe I can make a.
I think it's in handouts.
Some handouts. I'd have a big
No, you just
Shackled
posted it as
map.
a-
I did post it.
I believe we were gonna go around the Meta Gautali Island and go to
Oh, here it is. Yeah, the inner sea.
here. So we're gonna go around the eye. Which, I mean, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around that.
Does that work?
There we go. I got it. I opened it from our chat. It was up a little further up.
Yeah, I posted it in chat again.
I think we go from our island or wherever past the Meta Gautali Island to Azir, go by land to Maniket, and then go by boat there to Marab.
Well, we can take the river towards Madaket and then finish the rest of it by land.
Yeah, we have to go over land because we don't want to go through the arch.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
but there's
why
the
don't we
river
go-
next to Azir. So we can travel down that river towards Madaket and then finish the rest
Up
of
that
it on
river.
land. Yeah.
You hit the right click,
Yeah.
and then you can open in a new tab and choose
Yeah.
a position.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for Maniket, we're just meeting up with your family, and then we're going
We're
straight
gonna meet
to
up
Corn.
with my sister, and then we're gonna go to West Crown and travel by
West
land
Crown.
to Cortune, because Cortune is the military port.
Yeah,
We're not getting in there.
so we can avoid that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And then this is good anyway for future teleport locations for Jacub to memorize.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's
That's nice
shackled
for-
with shit. We have to leave.
Yeah, always good for us to have fast travel points for later.
To make it easy, I am creating a handout of Inner Sea, so it should be there for checking that out.
You know, there is a teleportation circle
I mean,
in,
this-
like, our island. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's not fixed though, and it goes somewhere that we don't really know.
Yes.
Yeah, but I could teleport to it, couldn't I? Isn't that, like, the whole point of those things?
Well,
The
teleporting.
rooms are busted up, I think.
Yeah,
You don't.
Wait, no, we know, right? It's linked to the Cyclops place, right?
We don't know that 100%.
Oh yeah.
We don't know if
yeah.
that's the only place it's linked to. Rather.
Yeah, we know at least that's where it's
Is
linked
it-
partial.
The thing
There's
is,
one circle on the island.
it's part of the Cyclops civilization, so theoretically, if it was going to be connected to anywhere, that you wouldn't have to use magic to use it, because that's the idea of a teleportation circle, is you don't have to use your own spells. It's probably somewhere else in the Cyclops civilization area, which is that area that you're in now, or to the south.
It goes somewhere in this region.
So, like, Shackles, Mwangi Expanse, Sagara, maybe a little bit of the Sodden Lands, that was the area of the old Cyclops Empire.
Oh. neat.
Have to be explored eventually if, I don't know if someone wants to.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can tell you, ancient Osirian was everything on the northern coast of the Inner Sea and down into Capashen, a little bit of Nyx and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But that's an entirely different civilization, which connects with Earth also, because of course they always connect with Earth.
Egypt's there.
Yeah, that's where their version of Egypt is, and the Egyptian gods kind of were driven out of there. And you know where they went? Our Egypt.
Yeah, we're not going there though.
Really? That's awesome.
That's exactly the storyline that it went for. Is
Canon. Love it.
We have quite the journey.
Yeah, I have to look up Azer, and you're heading to
For Azer, we're gonna
Like
go
that?
to
Manicat to Marab.
Yeah. Marab.
Just
It is gonna be a hell of a journey.
yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
Oh, so
Uh,
Aether's the capital of Rohadum?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rahadum.
Yeah.
Which I can tell you about the country, if I can spell it right. Rahadum. So that's the first country you're going to be visiting. So, the big thing about Rahadum is you're going to be careful here, especially you, Revia. It's the only nation to have forbidden the practice of any and all religions. So,
Okay.
keep that in mind.
I wear gloves.
Yes.
Your diplomatic immunity is not gonna work here. I'm sorry.
Oh, weird ass fucking place.
What?
Yeah,
It's not
the
gonna
gods
work,
are undeniably real, which is why it's weird.
Yeah, like she can cast magic. I've seen it. I talked to a god. Like it's just really hard to like hold up.
It's less that
Anyway.
they don't believe and they just want to keep it out, kind of more thing, because of
Yeah,
issues with.
but that's strange because like
Even
healing
still,
word-
religious freedom and all.
You know,
Mhm.
people
I mean-
kill each
And
other.
no religion too?
I mean, to be fair, in a place where like a bunch of gods exist and yet like a terrible human condition still happens, I would probably reject, the gods too. Like,
Yeah.
as Jacob gets
Well,
really
yeah, but-
sober for no reason.
Basically,
All this good sad.
to make it long story short, because you can probably find out all this information is, they follow the laws of morality, which is a thing that came in response to basically what's called the Oath Wars in that region, which is the religious wars. And that's why they kicked out all gods about 2,000 years ago. Because of massive amounts of religious wars devastating their land. So basically, practicing or worshipping religion is illegal because of that. There are technically people that worship religion in there. They're just secretive and like hidden and stuff because they'll be prosecuted by the law. Because a lot of time of like getting pissed off about problems, kind of with religious war and stuff makes you kind of unhappy. Anyway, you're going to be going to Azir, which is the birthplace of these laws of morality and a metropolis that's the capital of Radom. Yeah. So
sell the religious relics. Got it.
also known as Port Godless.
What a
God.
badass name.
It's-
That is kind of badass, but holy god.
Jeez. I mean, like, shit. I respect it, okay?
Talk about like being petty. Like, nope, we're done. Godless now.
Mhm.
Never forget. Never forget.
So, all right. So you can eventually arrange. Basically, you'll probably what you're going to do is you're going to be dropped off somewhere and arrange transport up past the Metagolti Islands up to Azir. So preparing your disguises and getting everything else you need together, I'm going to assume you'll come up with a list of things and, like, purchase a bunch of stuff that, cost a little bit of money. You guys have the cash. You'll come up with
Between
something.
Conky Bar and I think full disguises.
Yeah. Because were you taking Conkabar with you?
We
Yes.
can because gnomes are respected.
Yes, that's right. Because it was also because, like, he would have some skills that might be useful. I thought you talked about it.
I also have 18 disguise.
Yeah.
So
You're better at
he's
disguise.
charisma.
But you're better at disguise. He has more charisma, and like, because gnomes are, like, one of the very respected non-humans, he can actually maybe get away with some things to help out too.
Mm-hmm.
You can also help us lie and build stories.
Well, the thing is,
spells.
gnomes automatically have a level of respect. Humans are treated like anybody else. That's the thing, is sort of like, so it's like, oh, you're one of those gnomes that help us out with a lot of stuff. Good on you. Which is horrible sounding, but that's Cheliax.
Yeah,
Cheliax is bad.
problem.
Yeah, unpopular opinion alert. Devil worshipping place, not good.
Well, I mean, at least, he'll have he's probably gonna dress down, honestly. He's smart enough, like, he's gonna get his own kind of costume and stuff, so he'll be the NPC you have with him if you need a bard, we'll just say.
Down.
It's going to be at least a few weeks journey to Azir. Probably, like, honestly, like, maybe 3 or 4 weeks to travel around.
Long trip.
Because you just have to go around the eye, unfortunately.
That's what I'm laughing about is why, if Cheliax wants to get to the shackles so bad and do stuff, why haven't they just gone around?
They've tried that before. They got sunk.
The thing is, the eye still...
Going to the eye bypasses. First off, it catches Hell's Harbor by surprise, which is the bastion of the shackles, and no one's going to expect them to go through the eye, right?
Yeah.
Surprise tactics.
And the thing is, the ocean in between Monokogi Island and the shackles is still pretty dangerous because the eye creates a lot of bad storms and hurricanes that have an effect off from there.
And part of it is that they will have to attack the outskirts of the shackles first, meaning you'll have more time to prepare a defense against them.
Yeah.
True.
The strongest parts of the shackles are, the center of it, and unfortunately going around is not great for attacking them. I think their plan has always been to, rather than go around the outside, which is unfortunately noticeable, they've always tried to, like, skirt along the Sodalands, which is a little bit more dangerous, not quite going into the eye, but going around the eye that way, because that is a possibility, but that's also why they've been sunk a whole bunch of times. Like, at least enough of them for it to be defeated by the pirates then, because they're using a strategy that's great, because, again, close to Hell's Harbor, but storm.
Yeah.
Like, going around Metagogi Island, there will probably be plenty of merchants and stuff that will outspeed heavy warships sailing and be able to warn the shackles and allow the shackles to be, oh, hey, they're coming in from the west. Oh, we have to do something about that? Let's organize. All right. So, after a long journey on ship, which it sounded like Jacub was retraining, is anybody else doing anything?
I'm chilling.
Yaalkol is trying to stay out of people's way. He's pretty nervous about trying to blend in, but he doesn't want to let anybody know that, so just staying in the cabin.
I'll likely notice. I do have mega sense notice. And give you pointers and such.
How would learning a language go? Because, like, I wouldn't mind learning the base language for Cheliax to help with any negotiations.
Well, you already know the base language is Taldor.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know the language is what I mean.
You know Taldor.
You speak common.
Oh,
Yeah.
common is Taldor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Infernal, situationally helpful. Variation would be more helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I have both of those now on this trip because that's his language slot.
But Myste could teach you either. The basics of either, rather.
But if you don't have an open language, like, can you learn or no?
You technically can, I think.
Okay.
There
It
are
takes
But it takes
weeks.
longer.
there are other common languages, but like in the region that you're from, and like from the Shackles to Northern Garund and Avastian, Taldane is the common language.
Right. I'm just thinking it might be good to learn.
Infernal.
What you
Infernal
should do
or
is
something.
retrain a skill point and put it into linguistics to get a language.
How long
That's-
does it take to retrain a skill point?
5 days.
Okay, I can do that. I could just
I never spelled that.
take one rank out of my Intimidate and go down to a 20.
Yeah, Taldane, that version of Common, is the main language, and Infernal is the only other one speaking. There's enough Varisians that you could get away with some Varisian speak, but it isn't a...
It'll be helpful because
It-
there
it-
are
yeah.
caravans that travel through there.
Yeah, it isn't still considered a major language overall.
No, it's a minor language.
Yeah, so, but it could be useful. Alright,
What should I learn then? Infernal or?
I'd say Infernal.
Okay.
Misty will probably teach you the basics of Infernal.
Yay! Thank you.
so eventually, sailing up on the boat, on the Emerald Crane is the merchant ship that you managed to get passage on. And certainly, the Emerald Crane was heading up toward Azir and had a number of passengers on it. It's one that travels in between the two locations. Probably, I'm going to say the captain was a friend of... Don't let me brain fart with her name.
You can do it.
What's her name?
I look for the sheet to find it.
Who are you talking about?
Tessa Fairwind.
Yes, there you go.
The captain of the Emerald Crane is an old friend of Tessa Fairwind and was willing to basically take you up there. And Tessa gave you all that now you have. How many amulets did you want? Famous
I don't need one.
So it was like 5, 4? Because honestly,
We need 4.
Well,
no one's
we
going
don't-
to be searching for Conquerbar. They don't really know
Right.
who it is.
Realistically, Yaalkol and Revia, because Chester and Jacub are basically unknown people.
Well, Jacub was seen by that lady.
Jacub might be a little bit more identifiable. It might be harder.
Is also a very generic-looking person.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that hurt,
Like,
but you're not wrong.
So, if Jacub fills the need, probably should have one on, but maybe not necessary.
Not Jacob's fault that he looks like a gray wall.
So
Yeah.
we'll say 3 of
Fucking
them
mean one,
because
right?
Chester
Alright,
and
leak my
you.
picture.
Chester doesn't need one.
I have one.
You have one technically, and Conquerbar doesn't need one. So the 3 of you that need amulets, or that recommend having amulets, know that you will have that as your amulet slot when you're heading into the area. So if you have an amulet, you're going to be replacing it. Just as a note.
What do I have for an amulet? Gosh.
Might be an amulet natural armor. Those
It is an amulet. It's
Yeah, I have an
+1, though, so
amulet
it's
in
fine.
natural armor.
Well,
But I don't need it, so I can keep mine.
yeah, you're the one that probably is the least likely to have any kind of issues. You're the least known out of the group.
Yeah.
Note, if Jacub would have accepted, Misty would have offered to buy you a signifier mask. If you were a spellcaster, you would fit in as one. No one is going to question a
That's
Hell
cool.
Knight.
Okay, wait. A Hell Knight? A signifier? As a person, I don't know what that means.
It's basically just a source for Cheliax. But they're not
That's
really
neat.
part of the government.
They
Think of a paladin order, kind of.
Yeah,
But anti-paladin.
the Hell Knights
So
are
the-
basically, anti-paladins. They are their own thing. They are Cheliax first, though, but they're not part of the government.
Yeah.
I see.
They're basically like holy warriors for the country, which is a weird way of saying it. So individuals aren't important. Cheliax as a whole is to
A
them.
signifier would be a spellcaster of that order.
Yeah,
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
it would be a good disguise to have, and you have someone that could basically coach you how to act like one.
Yeah.
I think Jacub would definitely accept. Like, okay, well, if you
Right.
think that you think this would help, yeah, absolutely.
I'll teach Jacub how to act with them.
Do I have to act all pompous and snooty?
They usually don't talk.
Oh, fuck.
Traditionally, one of the leader headlines is the one that talks and then orders something killed, and
Yeah.
then it's killed.
I was the gnome guy. Who's spraying or whatever.
Look,
Bleaching, sorry.
That gnome guy was actually one of the better characters. I like that guy a lot.
Regale is great. Oh my
Regale
God.
is great.
He's horrible, but he's great.
Mm-hmm. He's horrible, but honestly, like, as people from a horrible country go, he at least had, like, he erred more on the lawful side than I feel like the evil side.
He cared about winning more than being evil.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Yeah, so I'm teaching on this trip Chester Infernal, Jacub how to be a helmet.
Okay. Eventually, you will arrive in Azir, the first leg of your journey. Azir, as I said, is a bustling city filled with many an individual. The city itself is unusual as a mixture of the older buildings, and you can see there's newer buildings that have very strange angles that have strange geometry up to them. Also, the newer buildings have incredible colorful plates and gargoyles on the same buildings. Like, so it's like gargoyles, except they're like, stone gargoyles, except they're painted like bright red and oranges and yellows and blues and greens.
Oh, that's a. Oh, I can't talk. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. You will know while you're here, you could possibly get away with some stuff related to religion because this is a neutral ground for people from religious sects having meetings or negotiations with people from Azir, because people come in for trade. So, though it's illegal here, certainly there is some allowances for foreigners to come in that are doing trade and stuff. But once you leave the city, you're definitely going to be outside of that.
That's fine. We just,
God, and apparently there's also, like, weird stuff that happened because there's still an ongoing war between Celestials and Fiends left over from, like, the Divine War before. Yeah. That's still going on here. God, that sucks to be in this country. That explains why they hate religion so much. Wow. There's still an ancient divine war going on that was sparked here. Ugh, God. Sucks to be them. Anyway. So you've arrived in the city. It's a massive city. Not quite as big as Port Peril, mind you, but still a massive city. You have been dropped off at the docks. What do you want to do? You've just arrived. As right now, you know what you want, but you haven't made the arrangements because it's kind of hard to make arrangements this far in advance and this far away, honestly. So, you know that you need passage up the
yeah, we can. I mean,
river whose name I had for a second.
The name is very small font.
Yes, I'm trying to look it up in the information on it. It's not the Utter River. That's not the right one. That's the northern edge.
The Axfin River?
It looks like it's A-X-I... It's
Axlin?
Axlin?
Axton River, yeah.
Yes.
So do we know if there's, like, we know there's open trade between this country and Cheliax, right? Kind of, sort of, or no?
Not really.
That's not a concern, though, because
we're there's a portion, a province of the nation, the northwesternmost tip of the nation, that has been occupied by Cheliax since the Ever War about 300 years ago.
Yeah.
So for 300 years, Cheliax has been occupying a small section of the country. So, I mean, they're not really at war right now, but they're probably hate each other. And honestly, they're not in a position to go Cheliax get out because it's goddamn Cheliax. They're still pretty powerful at this point in time. I mean, I think even after the Cheliax Civil War, which is coming up in a few years, Cheliax is still a pretty hard thing to fight against, honestly.
It is get a little smaller.
Yeah. Less threatening, but they still might not want to, like, deal with that issue.
Yeah, I guess I would try to arrange passage
Mm-hmm.
up the river into Maniket.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably have to get camels or something to help us.
Certainly, you can ask around for a possibility of taking a boat upriver. There is some trade that heads upriver, and there probably would be going upriver directly was probably one way. Otherwise, there could be a travel across the northern desert to Maniket. Certainly, since it's a large city in the north.
Whichever way is quicker, to be honest.
The river would be quicker.
The river would be quicker, but you'd probably have to travel on your own after you leave the river and head to Maniket.
Yeah.
Though, is the other thing.
Whereas the other one we could go caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we really worried about
Dying in the
anything?
desert, it's a concern.
Have
Yeah,
any
we're
of you
alone.
survived in a desert before?
No, I've lived in the ocean.
I have
my whole life.
spells.
None of us have ever been in a desert.
I think in like the way to kind of like blend in more and not be found, it would be nice to have a caravan with you because
Yeah.
we can blend into a caravan a little easier than went to weirdos, came out of nowhere and tried out a boat up river.
I mean, I guess, but that's gonna take like many more weeks.
I mean, it'll take like a couple of weeks to travel from Azir to Maniket. I don't have a good distance. Where's the distance on this thing? There it is down there.
I'd rather not risk death to a few bad survivors.
Yeah.
We're not gonna die to a few bad survival rolls, but
But
okay.
this is Pathfinder.
Well, like literally, like we're never gonna run out of water. Water's a cantrip.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, but like
There are far
it's
more things in survival than water.
yeah, food dangers that you'd face. Certainly, certainly in a fight you're probably fine, but there are things that you'd have to worry about that are there, and unless you want to be using a lot of magical resources the entire time. That's the other thing too. If you want
Yeah,
to
that's
dedicate a
party.
lot of magic resources, I mean that's another thing.
I could. So if we go upriver, I think how many? 5. I could technically give us everyone overland flight for 13 hours. So I would have that would be out of 5th level spells for the day.
That would get you a lot more travel time than just walking that area afterwards. But, I mean, flying is a little noticeable, but you might be able to handle it. And are you including Conqueror? There's 6 of you.
Oh, I'm not.
You can be carried by Yaalkol.
You can be carried by Yaalkol. I am not going to deny that is a perfectly fine option.
On the back of wings of an angel. Sorry.
The wings of a dragon flying through the sky. What speed would
It's not that fast. I think it's 40. Let's see here. Functions like fly, except you can fly at 40 feet. 30 wearing medium heavy armor or carrying medium heavy load. With the bonus of fly skill checks equal to half my cast level when using the spell for long
That's
distance
about
movements,
1, 2,
you can
4,
hustle without taking non-lethal damage.
15.
I don't know what hustling means, but
Okay, hustling is double moving. When you
The dance
hustle,
move.
when you hustle, it means because normally on your turn, when we're talking combat turns, you can either make one move or a double move. You move twice, right?
okay.
Hustling is I'm just double moving constantly over land. That means I'm traveling faster. I'm like doing a light jog. Anyway, it's about 300 miles from Azir to Maniket. I calculated.
The
generally
spell
speaking.
caveats on the bottom says that we can cover 64 miles in an 8-hour period of flight.
So yeah, you could probably. And you said you can do 16 hours.
13 hours.
13 hours. You can get a good chunk of the way out of the beginning of the river to Manicat if you wanted to use the overland flight, but you would have to figure.
Like,
What? Go ahead.
it'd be like 2 days of travel.
Yeah, after traveling upriver.
Yeah, I mean, we can get some tents. We can survive a night. In tents. I
Dies.
feel like
Dies
this is,
immediately.
this is such like a mundane thing that I feel like it would be insane that.
I mean, I don't know. It's a country we've never been in a climate we've never been in. I feel like it's not insane to suggest taking the safer route, but all right.
I don't think that's insane either. I mean, we could do either. I just like I feel like that's just gonna take so much longer. That are we really comfortable having that much more time?
Yeah, I mean, they could be making their way towards the harbor, right?
I mean, honestly speaking, you have you have time. I'm not gonna like bust you for the amount of time. Either way is
Yeah,
fine.
but you gotta think about in game though. We don't know how much time we have, right?
This is
So,
true. I'm not denying that is also not an important
We're gonna
factor.
push for the safe route. If she's out of it, she's out of it.
What does everybody else think?
I
Chester.
think you muted Joe.
No, I was
Oh.
pausing for a second.
Okay.
I mean, I would say the safe route because none of us know how to survive in the desert.
And like the thing is, I'm giving estimations because I've got an accurate map. You don't know how long it's going to take, even with overland flight and stuff like that. Honestly.
You also know landmarks to hold direction and things like that.
That's also a very important thing. It's very easy to get lost because only one of you has an ability to get lost on the not lost on the ocean. This is over desert.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like navigation. I'm sure there's a spell for it. You know what I mean? Like
there could be.
level 13 characters.
I think they're druid spells.
I could check, but it would take me too long.
Anyway, what do you cool? What do you think though?
I mean, the Yaalkol's always going to recommend that we do the more dangerous one, but I think that's probably not the smart way. So let's do the safe route.
So one of the
Yeah,
most
safe
important spells that would help you with navigating the thing would be No Direction. It is a psychic shaman bard druid, and your bard doesn't know that because he didn't learn that. He didn't think he'd need that, honestly.
I mean, we just get a compass. We can.
What
direction.
spell? Question: what spell would that be? And is there a roll that I can make to see if Jacub might know about that as part of my secret lore check?
It's a cantrip. It's a cantrip called No Direction.
Oh.
Yeah.
We voted for the safe route.
Yeah,
so
you'll
it
just take the
doesn't
safer,
matter.
so it doesn't matter. Anyway, alright, you will get into the caravan, you will take the caravan, it will be like a week and a half of travel approximately to get there. The caravan is honestly fairly nice. It's just a traveling caravan of like wagons and camels and stuff. You're given passage in one of the wagons. You meet some a nice couple that's traveling to Manicat because the woman, the one's got like a family there, and they're going to go visit. You get to learn all the things about it. Have conversations because you got days of talking to these people. Honestly, you learn more about some individuals' lives that you probably ever wanted to, but they're very nice people, and they treat you all well enough. There is one older gentleman who keeps giving you the side eye. Keeps saying like, as people not native to there, he just keeps asking questions to make sure you're not some of them religious types. Anyway. But eventually,
Religious type. I don't even like the gods. I'll look at him and I go, what have they ever done for me? If they were here, I wouldn't have to walk across a desert. And then I quiet down.
you're riding in a wagon.
Oh, sorry. Right across. My bad. Right across. I get excited when it comes to yelling at gods.
What's wrong with you, Jake?
I love one of my favorite things is to stand outside and shake my fist at the heavens.
So, you eventually arrive in Maniket. Maniket here is known for a couple of things. For one thing here, it is known for having a lot of lush gardens. The other thing it's known for is a powerful arcane academy here, the Oralkium, whose one of their main jobs is to keep the desert from eating up the nice gardens. Along with people from Alkenstar, some brass dragons, they're doing a lot of things to keep it back here. Though underlying rumors are the gods have turned against Rahadum and has been trying to destroy Maniket because it is something that is whispered in rumor. That it's a divine punishment that the place is losing, that the gardens are being threatened by the desert, encroaching on it. There is also a Pathfinder Society lodge here if you wanted to visit them.
We're not Pathfinders.
Probably enough of you to know there's also a large Thieves Guild here if you needed to use some Thieves Guild. Any of these things are options. But you've arrived in Maniket.
I'm not gonna lie to you, at the sign of hearing of a Thieves Guild, Jacub would shove everything that looks nice that he can't take off into his handy haversack.
It's are you still in the dress?
Oh yeah, of course. Never take that off.
I mean, I think you're gonna have to take that off, but
That's terrible desert attire.
That's so hot, dude. Oh my god. I mean,
you're gonna reflect a lot of sun.
Oh, you know what? Jeez.
It has been a traversal across the desert in that.
It's terrible desert attire.
That's why the old man was side-eyeing you. You're in a fucking ball gown in the desert.
Yeah, what's it called? I have endured elements.
You do have endure elements. Do I have endure elements?
Not a problem. I'm not really worried about it. We're chilling for a couple weeks.
I would like to, at one point, as we're traveling, I know the old man. How do they feel about arcane casting? Do they hate divine casting?
No, arcane casting is just fine. You're going to teach them nasty god-filled people with your blasting magics. You fireballing them yet? Blasting them out of the skies? Take that, religions.
Take that. I'm gonna cast spell staff on his staff if he has one. And just to be nice, right? It can store a single spell indefinitely.
Ah, okay.
It's a druid spell, so it's not divine. It's not like a cleric spell, but it's divine.
So druids are fine too. I mean, they're just hanging out with nature.
They're nature, not gods.
Only them clerics.
Yeah.
But they're divine casters. It comes from the same source.
No. It's nature. It's technicality. It's nature. It's not one of them it doesn't. Nature don't care about you. Nature don't have wars in your lands. Nature's just there.
This feels targeted.
It totally does.
It really is. It very much so.
I think you should target them a little bit more sometimes, honestly.
What?
Oh god. Well, and as part of that, I'm look, guy, you did us a great service. If you're ever lost, I want you to take concentrate on the staff and just think of a good path for yourself. And I'll cast Find the Path on him, so he can cast that spell. So later on, if he's ever really lost out in the desert, he can find his way home.
He's make sure you smote them those terrible God-fearing people if you see them. Get rid of them bastards, bringing their wars to our lands.
That's amazing. I shake his hand. I'll give him a gold and I go, gods don't bless you.
What a bizarre encounter.
And the gods.
Strange encounter.
I feel like you found the most anti-religion old man of the group and made friends with him, which is just
so ironic.
You're blessed by a god.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm also wearing celestial armor under my clothes.
Yeah.
So this is all types of weird.
Wait, don't you radiate an aura of good?
I mean, if anybody can detect it, usually.
I already an order of chaos.
There's only one person in this party who's good, as we've learned.
Hi.
Yeah. Get fucked. Goody two shoes.
Okay, I'm trying to actively change my alignment towards good. Okay.
Trying to be. Well, I thought you were trying to become a little lawful. I guess maybe neutral good we can get you to. That's close enough.
I'm trying to stay lawful, but maybe like lawful good, maybe like lawful neutral, because I think I'm leaning more towards lawful evil at this point. I'm like, no, I want.
We'll see how you end up. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So yeah.
I will.
Go ahead.
Same verse. I'm gonna attempt to book passage, and I will also take note of the Pathfinder's set.
Okay. There's the Swordmeat Lodge is here. In the place here. Oh, it's the Swordmeat Lodge. Yeah. It's home to Venture Captain Obo. So, yes. They're known, if you want, easily can find out, they're known for basically raiding ancient tubes and sites and exploring them.
Belongs in the museum.
Because there's no religious restrictions on that thing, because they're very anti-religious in this place, they can just check these places out. For looking for knowledge and artifacts from, like, the Jessica Imperium are in this area.
Very fair.
There's also a number of fabled ruins in this region from various ancient civilizations. Jessica Imperium being a contemporary of the Assyrian Empire or kingdom before they killed them all and took them over. Because they did that.
Shame we're busy.
Yeah. Too bad you're busy.
Do some tomb raiding.
You could do some tomb raiding.
That's be kind of cool.
That's for after we save our home first.
But what if you go to like a tomb, right? That openly of a god that openly opposed the Chelaxian god, which is
We're on a no.
We're on a time limit, Jacob.
Fine. I got shit
I'll
to
try
do.
to arrange a boat.
Because I can put it here, I can
I'll
just
help
do
you with that.
And there's Obo, if you want to see him.
Wait,
'Cause
I
they-
thought we were meeting your sister here.
No, because it would look less suspicious if the ship comes from Mareb than this tiny town of Maniket.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unless
so we're gonna
that was
sail all the way
unless
to
that
Mareb.
was lost in translation.
Alright, yeah, I just wasn't sure we were gonna sail there, Mareb, because we could always just like, you know.
So, I will tell you, it was very easy to get from Azir to Maniket to get into the caravan. There are caravans traveling very often, and you were able to catch one pretty much the day you arrived. Unfortunately, for now, it's going to be a couple days that you're going to have to wait before the next ship sails towards the east. They will go by Mareb. Their eventual destination is traveling from here to Sothis, the capital of Assyria. So they will be stopping by Mareb on the way, in Thuvia, so you can easily book passage there in a couple of days. Is there anything you want to do in the meantime? You can certainly get in the get a place to stay at. There's a inn that was recommended to you by some people in the caravan. It's the Crimson Lotus. A very nice place. Honestly, it is a very different kind of culture in this area. So yes, they are.
Yeah. I don't think it's anything I particularly.
How's that?
Yeah,
I don't have much now.
Chill and check the place out.
Yeah.
I think
The best kind of description is like it's very hard to describe it because like the real like comparing it a little bit to our world, I would say like the culture is very like Egyptian / Middle Eastern, but it is very like I'd say closer to something like a like Ottoman,
more like North Africa.
like North Africa too. A little bit of all of those kind of combined. I think North Africa is more of this area here.
like Tunisia, Morocco.
Yeah.
Moroccan.
Very
like,
Moroccan,
small.
I think, is actually probably the better way, I think, to describe this. Like, a very similar kind of culture, I would say. It's still a different culture than that, but that's at least a idea
That's
of
an
where you're coming
inspiration.
from. It's an inspiration that can kind of match you in a brain for it. And the area here is very beautiful. There are these vast, lush gardens. It does appear that, like, many gardens have been lost, though, that the magical shifting trenches and barriers, mechanical technology, and special advice from brass dragons has done their best to keep the desert from eating up the incredible lush gardens, but it's a losing battle, technically, in a way. Though there is, it's a very slow losing battle right now. So, you can enjoy those gardens.
I would like to enjoy one of those gardens and like find the grossest looking one and just talk to an old man about how awesome it used to be. And then like as I leave, I guess maybe on the second day, I will try to learn the druid spell Green Crest and like bring that garden back to life for like 7 days.
What level spell is that?
It's a 6th level spell.
Yeah, it'll help then. For a number of days.
Yeah, just to kind of give him like a nice good time.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Yaalkol to go out on like a ship's boat with me from my hat, so we could like do some sailing, because not having sailed for several weeks is getting on like Revia antsy. So she needs to she needs to sail a ship for a little bit.
I mean, it's been
I'll
well
stay on the
over
boat.
it's been well over a month, because you had like
Yeah.
3-4 weeks previous that you were just a passenger on a boat too.
Yeah, I'm dying. So like me and Yaalkol do a little sailing trip.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get some fishing poles. Do some fishing. Anyone else is invited to join.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so Chester will go along with them. Misty, what do you want to do?
I relax.
All right. You can honestly relax very nicely. They have some interesting various teas, coffees, and things like that. You can enjoy some of the local food. Certainly in a town with a reputation for having a thieves guild, a metropolis like this, it's still relatively peaceful. I mean, like, the thing about a thieves guild is, yeah, there's crime, but they kind of control the criminal element and have them do things the way they want to. So, it's and honestly, the culture is really nice to take in. You probably aren't familiar too much with it. I got to be honest. I don't
Most
know.
likely not.
Yeah, because your travels took you to the northern part of the inner sea, probably. Anyway, after a couple of days, a ship will be ready. A much smaller ship than the ones you were on previously. Honestly, because it's meant to travel on the inner sea, which is a little bit of an easier travel than, I don't know, the wide ocean / anywhere near the Eye of Abengo. But it will be another, probably like a week and a half before you arrive in Mareb in Thuvia. So, Thuvia, you know what it's known for? It's known for Sun Orchid Elixir.
Oh shit!
Yep. This
I
is.
buy one now.
I think it's very expensive.
It's like $1 million plus gold.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is. That's what the entire country is really known for. Thuvian alchemists discovered it. It's very easy for any of you to know, like, that as any kind of local to know that that's what it's known for nowadays. It is the sole manufacturer of it. And that export has kept the country pretty well since then. So, you'll be arriving in Marab, which is the capital of Thuvia, the largest city in all of it. Basically, Thuvia is 5 allied city-states that work together, so technically not a capital, but kind of a capital. Thuvia is very, like, if ancient Greece made an alliance between all of its city-states to make themselves one country. So, technically the city-states of Thuvia are independent of each other, but they've allied together in like a very, you know, way that if something happens to one of them, they all work together for it. So, Sarame is the patron here. There's a very large temple to her here. This is where the Sun Orchid Elixir originally came from. And some of the best alchemists in all of Grund come from this place. I'm gonna say it's not one of the every 5 years that 6 vials of the elixir are basically taken to foreign bidders. It's not one of those years. So
That's unfortunate.
yeah, too bad you can't try to bid on a $1 million gold piece elixir that basically is anti-aging.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much did an island go for?
Surprising, island in the Shackles. Surprisingly, not as much as you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
So we have Harrigan's Island.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Nope.
sell Harrigan's Island.
Not worth that much. I'll be real. Nothing
No.
of value there.
There's plenty of people that I can point out that I know a couple of people. The Assyrian current pharaoh has taken the Sun Orchid elixir, so the new Assyrian government has had some connection with Thuvia here. Anyway, so yep. This is where you were meeting with your sister, you said?
Yes.
Transport you across to... You were going to West Crown.
Yep.
Yeah. So... You, generally speaking, had a time of arrival for your sister. And she estimated that she would be arriving probably within a couple of days to a week of when you arrived in Rem. Just because, again, travel time, estimations, all that kind of thing. So you are free to, again, enjoy Mareb. It is another major city, a very large one. Probably a little bit more friendly, honestly, than the last ones, because as nice as it was visit to Rahadum, they've got things going there, in their way that they do things. At least Thuvia and the city-states of that.
Yeah.
For one thing, they have a lot more money. So they're a lot more wealthy and a lot more developed that way. So, yeah. All right. Is there anything you want to do in Mareb while you're here?
I think I will. I assume there's a temple to Sarenrae here.
The Temple of the Redeeming Sun.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll go there to pay respect to my god's wife.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Well, one of them.
Look,
She's got 2 of them.
they're in their relationship, the divine relationship of Anyway, so yeah,
I mean, is anyone doing anything else?
So it's the largest house of worship in in all of Thuvia. A knowledge religion anybody can know about the temple, just as a quick one. You might know about this. I guess especially you, Momo, if you go in there.
I can roll a religion, sure.
Okay.
That's the religion. But...
Alright, that's actually a pretty good one. So you would know this. You know that a Syrianite translation of the Book of the Damned is guarded here, known as the Plaques of the Black Sun.
Fun.
The Books of the Damned, they're, evil, horrible artifact books. Anyway, this one supposedly gives extensive descriptions on cults honoring the archdevil Belial, and contains
nice.
Yeah, and numerous evil spells.
Don't go near it. to look at it.
I
or
mean,
anything.
you know, it's guarded there. It's they sealed it away.
I'm not gonna do anything related to that, but that's a cool fact to know.
Yeah. 29 is the kind of thing that you know, that kind of fact that they keep that sealed up there.
Good.
So
God, I mean, like, you're just giving us so many side quests we gotta come back to.
I will not help you with any of it.
I mean, you don't really need to steal a book called the Book of the Damned. It sounds like a.
We don't need to steal an evil book.
Okay, I'm thinking
Yeah,
more
that's
like
the
a
past.
counter evil. Like, we
Need
come
to,
back.
want to.
Yeah, you know.
That's a
That's
later problem, okay? We have a problem to deal with, okay? We can come back later to steal.
I mean, I'm not gonna say there isn't a useful version of one of them books because, honestly, the one thing I told you guys, the one thing that you were tasked to do, might be powerful and helpful to find one of these books that would give information about it. Not gonna lie on that one. Not this one, but there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this one's not helpful.
Yeah,
We have
this
to
one.
find the book of the lawful evil people.
There are. It's various copies of the Book of the Dead. There. You want the diabolic section, and I don't know which of the what sections it would be, but yes. They're traditionally a flesh-bound folio of infernal texts containing profane images and diagrams, including rituals, prayers, and practices of hell. You can learn everything you need to know about greater devils, like the Lords of Hell, if you needed to use it. Good luck on that one. I mean, that's one possibility. It's not the only possibility. That's probably not the best possibility. I'm just going to say that out loud, you know. Anyway. So, you can take your time there. Is anybody else doing anything in particular here, or are we going to kind of skip forward to the end for the session? I'll just kind of have it like we'll figure out what people are doing. If I need to do anything at the beginning of next session, we'll do that stuff. You cool? You doing anything in town?
Nothing in particular, nothing interesting.
Okay. Jacub?
I would like to find a diviner that might know harrowing, and if not harrowing, greater, so I could pick that up in our travels.
You might be able to find that here, honestly. Manicat is a metropolis. It's pretty
Which spell?
Harrowing?
If you ask, Misty will tell you that her mother can probably teach you it.
Oh, I mean, I want to.
But if you can't find it here, you know.
You might be able to find it here, but certainly you're going to a country that has Varisian population, they would know it.
Yeah. Misty's mother is a harrower.
So, and I can pick that up.
Revia doing anything in particular here?
I don't think so. You know, I think occasionally I go out fishing with Yaalkol.
That's very wholesome.
I need to steal a boat, otherwise I get tense.
Yeah. Chester.
I would just look around. That's it.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it off here as you're in Thuvia, a land which has virtually nothing in it, and the only reason that it can actually sustain itself is they basically bid off super expensive semi-immortality elixir every year, and make $1 billion on it, or gold pieces, I should say. So yes. But next time,
Die
Cheliax.
at the immortal or just never age?
If you take it regularly, it stops the aging process. It doesn't make you technically immortal. It just, it temporarily halts the aging process. It restores your age to your young adult of your whatever you are. So it is technically a minor artifact that could be made here. So I think as long as you can take it, you are basically immortal, but you have to keep taking it.
Yeah.
And as soon as you don't, I don't think it makes you to rapidly age. You were reduced in age by taking it, but so you'll look like a young adult of your race. But the only thing is, you will still die of old age when you reach your natural end. You might look younger. But yes, the flower, which is the main ingredient, is only found in Thuvia and only grows here in Thuvia, and that's one of the reasons it can only be made here. Plus, the actual process of making it is also only found here. Those two combined fact makes it that it's very important. So yes. Anyway, I'm gonna take a drink. Anyway, so, Erik, do you have anything to shout out as we're getting by?
Nothing here. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. I'm at my new place now and ready to be East Coast boy.
East Coast boy!
Welcome to the dark side.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
Heads up.
Of the East Coast.
Yeah. Henry, anything to shout out? Shout it all out. These are the things we talk about. Hey, hey.
I was muted the whole time. No, I don't. I was.
I mean, I
had
was
this whole spiel about us mountain boys really hating the East Coast because you don't have water, but it's gonna be lost in time now. So thanks for having us.
Yeah. Momo, anything to shout out?
You can watch me discussing tabletop. That's about it.
It seems like every week there's always some news. I've already got some. Anyway, Sel.
No, I'm chilling.
Cool. And Joe.
I'm here.
Cool. Tomorrow, if you want to catch me here on stream, I'll be talking about Pathfinder 2nd Edition. A randomizer on Friday, discussing tabletop, and more tabletop discussion, or talking of tabletop earlier in the day, discussing tabletop at 6 p.m. EST on Saturday, and then we'll go back to next week, in which the big thing on the schedule, of course, is Buccaneers and Shackled Sea. Every week at 9 p.m. EST, join us live as we then are going into Cheliax next week. Hey, you know, you've traversed the lands, Revia became a high priestess, you know, shenanigans have continued to ensue, as they normally do, and we'll definitely have some nice breaking and entering into another country, which will totally go perfectly well, and nothing wrong will happen, and everybody will be fine. Totally. Anyway, check out all my links and stuff, and, you know, until the next time, I'm Tantus now at Dracovin, here and stuff, and I bid all of you out there a great farewell, and say goodbye to all of you. Goodbye, goodbye,
Bye.
goodbye.